So I have the fenders and all the tires off of the drives here. I'm getting ready to do some pretty serious cleaning up and painting, and also mount my aluminum rims on the back. If you're not familiar with stud pilot rims, how this works is there's a short stud here. Now this one is really short because it's made for a steel rim. There's always two lengths. There's steel rim studs and aluminum studs. So you'll put your first tire on here, or your first rim, and then you'll take this, which is another threaded stud here that threads onto the smaller stud of the in the hub, right? And again, this outer stud will come in two lengths for steel or aluminum rims. Now you might be scratching your head and saying, this guy is turning them the wrong way. That is because with these old stud mounts, they're left-hand thread on the driver's side, and not everyone knows that. Your new tire jockeys might assume they know what's going on. Some of them catch on when they have to go get an 1.5 inch socket, but they have a little mark here in the stud that says left hand. There's a little L, and if you don't catch on to that, you'll end up cranking the sucker, and either you'll turn the inner stud into the hub, then you're in a real pickle. The other thing that can happen when you're taking them off is this nut, which is a beveled nut here to center the rim. It will turn on the stud, right? So this whole assembly, your nut and your outer stud will turn on the inner stud, and that'll act like a wedge between your two rims. But because all the other ones will still be tight, it's gonna lock up. And then what you're gonna have to do is take all the rest of them off and then turn this out with the rim and bring the rim along with you. If you've got more than one that sticks like that, you're gonna have to do every one. Turn this one around, the next one around, and you're gonna have to take them all off at the same rate. So you have to turn this one around and then turn the next one around. And that is miserable. Thankfully, these all came off perfectly. I think they've been off fairly recently by the way some of this stuff looked. And they had never C's on there, which is good because you don't want these to stick. It's not a foolproof system. It is a decent system. There's nothing wrong with it. You just got to know what you're doing. All right, so I'm basically about ready to start putting the primer on. I've cleaned everything up with a buffing wheel. It's pretty obvious where the aluminum is and where the steel is. This is technically supposed to have aluminum cross members in it, which it does at some points, but there's actually a fair bit of steel here. Of course, the suspension, the fifth wheel, and this, which is original, the mounts for the cross members, but then this is an aluminum cross member. This is a steel one. That one's aluminum, so it's kind of a mix. I pumped some or punched some plugs in the frame here, so you can see like there was quite a few holes. I think I probably put in 24 plugs, I think, at least. So we'll put them in there, see if they stay. If they don't, either I'll weld them in, or I don't know, it depends where I put stuff in here. Maybe some of them might get reused, so we'll see how all that works out. What I used to clean up the rails here is I had this wire wheel, which actually worked pretty good. I was able to get in a lot of dumb stuff like around the heads of the bolts and then the lettering. It was actually really handy, especially to get around bolt heads. And then for the kind of worse stuff, I used a flap wheel, like the sandpaper on the flap wheel there to clean that up. This little wire brush is kind of annoying. It works really good, but the little bristles break off and you just get plastered with these steel ones. I got one actually stuck right in my hand. It was in, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, just from using it. I was pretty hard on it, and it's probably spinning a bit too fast for what it's meant for. But it did the job, so clean it up a little bit more, and then hopefully tomorrow I can put some primer on. I also have to clean up the air tanks yet. I'm not going to get too fussy with them because I'm going to end up repainting them soon, or I mean replacing them with aluminum ones, so we'll see. Alright, this is part way through painting. I didn't bother taking any video with the primer on. I still have a lot of it covered in primer. I'm just using Tremclad. I used 2/3 of a gallon to do the primer, and I'm probably going to end up putting at least a gallon of black on by the time I'm done. But I kind of have to do this in stages. The primer dries very quickly, so you can actually do the whole frame fairly quickly, but with the black it stays sticky for so long that I kind of have to paint my way out. And so once I get certain parts covered, I can't really, like dumb things like leaning up against a frame rail, or when I have to crawl around to paint in there. I kind of have to paint my way out when I do that, or paint one side and let it dry and paint the other side. So that's how it looks so far. The frame itself doesn't look smooth entirely, and that is because I had to go kind of deep to remove a lot of the scaling that was happening on the top here. And here it's quite bad. It kind of corroded there, and then here where the one air tank bracket was, it corroded. Probably the worst of it is right here. You can see it actually wore in. It's gouged in there probably 1/8 of an inch from corrosion, and that was pretty bad. But it is a 1/2 inch frame, so there's nothing structurally wrong with it as far as the corrosion goes. Just the surface of it is fairly rough. And then when I had to go over it with the grinder and the wire wheel, obviously it makes a lot of waves in the frame, so you're definitely not going to get a good reflection out of it just because of that. But the frame on this truck is actually in very good shape. I'm assuming I'll have to do something with this bracket on the bottom of this cross member. That'll probably have to get replaced. But other than that, the frame is actually quite good. And I'm leaving a lot of these air lines on because I'm going to replace them soon anyway. So I don't care if I paint them over, they might as well get painted. But it's a good start. It'll take me quite a few days. I'm doing a little bit as I can after work every evening, so it'll take a long time before I get it done, and probably clear coat some of it. Another problem I'm running into with it is bugs are sticking to it. And even 24 hours after I paint, it's still a bit tacky. So this Tremclad paint is as tough as nails. I love it, but it takes a really long time to dry. Anyway, this is what it looks like so far. The wheelbase on here looks crazy, especially without the tires on, but with the little bunk, by the time I get my tires and the new stainless fenders on, it's going to look pretty cool.